Well, good evening. Welcome into day two, evening two of the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League here at the Waitakere Badminton Centre. Another wonderful night in Prospect, and Oliver Leyden-Davis has very kindly put the racket down from last night and going to join us in commentary tonight. I've got to ask you, the format, the short nature of the games, the team aspect of it, did you enjoy it?
100%, mate. I think the new format's really exciting, and it builds for a lot of intensity that we saw and a good level that was shown last night, and I think it's an exciting thing that we can look forward to. A lot of high-paced action over the next 6-7 weeks.
So what went wrong?
Good question, man. Not enough wins, pretty much.
That was unfair of me, wasn't it? But but it was a thriller, wasn't it? I mean, you were down early, and the team nature of it last night, the Wolves fought back and so very nearly forced it to a golden game.
Yeah, 100%. I think the 6-game nature of it also evens things out a bit. Instead of the 5, comparatively, you're always in with a sniff. So yeah, I mean, we still had a shot there from 0-2 behind, but 0-3 behind even. But yeah, not quite our day yesterday. But next week, I think, good start for us.
Well, great to have you here with us, providing that level of expertise. And again, we're looking at a wonderful match tonight with the Huawei Dragons and the HeyTour Hawks. But straight away for me, I'm looking at that men's singles. Match 2, I think it is. What a match that's going to be.
Yeah, exactly. I think Marnie and Oscar have obviously played each other once or twice before, with Marnie being the established kind of senior player and Oscar's trying to push him as much as he can. So I think, yeah, it's a really even match on paper, and I think the shortened format should bring a real level of intensity to it. It should be pretty exciting.
Have you got a winner for us?
Of the match or the
overall tie?
Overall, I'm going to go Dragons.
Dragons to win it. There we go. We've had it from Ollie. All the action is coming right up here with the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. Well, once again, good evening. Welcome into the second night of action in the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. So we've heard a little bit about this competition already there from Oliver Leyden-Davis, and we'll hear from Ollie right through the evening alongside in commentary tonight. Good evening, welcome, and Andrew Dewhurst is my name, and looking forward to another night of thrilling action. Already, as mentioned and as discussed there with Ollie, there is one tie having been played, and that was a victory for the Tiger Brokers Tigers over the One Pure Wolves. They jumped out to a 3-love lead, came back to 3-2, but they got the win in the end, 4-2 over the One Pure Wolves. So they are the first team with points on the board. We have a look at tonight's tie, and the two teams we're going to see for the first time, the Huawei Dragons and the HeyTour Hawks. And Oliver Leyden-Davis, good evening, welcome in again. What do you make of the Huawei Dragons? What are the talking points here?
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. I think there's a lot of youthful exuberance, I think, in the Dragons themselves. So they'll be relying a fair bit on Rager's experience to kind of help them along, guide them along the way tonight.
And of course, a lot of experience too in the coach, Ricky Olsen-Segerman. So she'll be leading the Dragons through the LearnCoach New Zealand League. Their opponents tonight, the HeyTour Group Hawks. And I mean, there's one name that I know very well in this team, Tony Griffin's group. What do you make of them?
Yeah, a bit more of a blend of young and old in the Hawks tonight as well. I think Tony will look to Marnie, Abhinav Manota to lead, provide a bit of leadership for the side.
And of course, a very experienced player, and that singles match is going to be one to watch. Match 2 on the schedule tonight. In fact, let's have a look at the order of play. We start with mixed doubles. That'll be followed by that singles clash, which would grace any tournament in Oceania. It really would. A wonderful one in Prospect. Then we have the women's singles, men's doubles, women's doubles, and the mixed doubles. And if anything, if last night is anything to go by, then that mixed doubles could be the deciding fixture in this tie. A lot of fun coming your way. A reminder again that this tournament, this competition, is played over a very short, fast-paced format. It is the first to 11, the best of 3 games, first to 11. If needs be, we can extend to 15, but of course, if we get to 10 all, you've got to win by 2 points, but we can go to 15. If it's 14 all, sudden death point at 14 all. And to win the tie, you've got to have 4 victories out of the 6. If we're 3 all, we go to golden game. We'll talk more about that as we go through the evening, but it's time to welcome our first match on court here tonight in the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. As the players make their way out, led by our umpire Justin Zor, and service judge Trish Gubb. We'll go through the pre-match formalities, decide on who gets to serve and who chooses which side of the court. As we await The HeyTour Hawks making their way out now. Abhinav Minota, we'll call him Mani. I think that's pretty much what he goes by these days, of course. So, and Irina called Hawkins. As,
okay.
Here
So
we
I
go.
have red color or green color? Red, green, sure. Green. You serve who's the receiver? You, and which end decide. Thank you.
So there we go. It is just a formality, isn't it? Do you have a preference? Do you want to serve? Do you want to receive if you get the choice?
Personal preference, mate, is to serve generally. You can set up the start of the rally from that and generally make more agreements, start off a little bit better, but especially in a great hall with conditions like this, there's no real need to choose ends, or it doesn't make a huge difference on the outcome of the match anyway.
Let's have a look at the players involved. First up, we'll have a look at the ladies in this mixed doubles clash. Irina Calder-Hawkins at 22 years of age, plays out of the Waikato. So from your original neck of the woods, I think, Ollie, and current New Zealand ranking of 5 in mixed doubles. So Irina clearly is a bit of an expert in this form of the game. And Alyssa Taggle at 20 years of age is the younger of the two women in this particular match out of North Harbour. And as you see in the rankings, women's double #1 in the country in the mixed 4th. So again, no ranking in the singles. So again, she's a specialist in the doubles and the mixed.
Yeah, exactly. I think she's probably been a mixed specialist in doubles for a couple of years now. Developed a lot, I think, especially in the skill set of just playing around the net. Really good to be able to block the shuttle soft and move in afterwards.
Let's have a look at the men in this match. First up, we have in the Huawei Dragons colours, Dylan Sojasa, 25 years of age. Dylan's been around for a little while now. North Harbour, played in the 2017 Sudirman Cup, did Dylan. So he'll be, in fact, these two may well have a bit of time playing together, with both coming from North Harbour. So that'll be one to watch as well, the experience between the two. And Mani, who's just gone across to make his final preparations. 27 years of age nowadays, Mani. Also recent recruit for New Zealand Badminton, and what a welcome addition he is to the game. He is, of course, the 2020 Oceania doubles and singles champion. Final opportunity for a couple of serves, get a couple of nerves out of the way, just about ready to go. As the teammates will watch on court side, knowing that their matches are still to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, HeyTour Hawks, represented by Abhinav Minota and Irina Calder-Hawkins. And on my left, Huawei Dragons, represented by Dylan Sojasa, Alyssa Taggle. HeyTour Hawks to serve, Abhinav Minota to Dylan Sojasa. Level, play.
Talked about it last night, Ollie. A quick start is vital, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Go down 3 or 4 love here early on, and it can be the first set that's gone. So making sure that both sides are equally ready and from the very first point is important. I think we've seen it done well by everybody so far.
2, love. Service over. 1, 2.
Brilliant from Minota. Be interested in your thoughts, Ollie, as well. I know you played quite a bit of doubles recently with Mani, so as we go through this match, early stages here, just talk about his strengths and what he brings to the court.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he has a singles background, so he certainly brings a little more variety from the back of the court, and something that, as a traditional doubles player, that you might not expect. as much, so he's a bit more creative, be able to find some angles that you wouldn't normally be ready for, so it's definitely a bonus for him.
It's gone long.
3-all.
Oh, beautiful, wonderful angle.
4-3.
So Jasa and Tagle
5-3.
settling the quickest, it would seem. Just a hint of a break here at 5-3 in this first game. Not too much on that one again, just hasn't quite found his range.
6-3. Service over. 4-6.
Just gone wide.
Service over. 7-4.
So
Service
many
over.
touches of the
5,
net cord. The margins are so
7.
small, aren't they?
There's just a few more errors creeping from
Service
the
over.
rackets of Rabinov and
8,
Arano at the moment, I think,
5.
just causing the gap. Of course, every mistake costs that much more when the format's just that bit shorter.
Oh, well played. You can't really have a bad patch, can you, in a game and recover?
Service over.
Yeah, not really. Like
6,
max 2 or 3 points, that's a
8.
deficit you can come back, but I think we saw in that rally as well that Marnie's starting to come into his own a little bit more. He's very controlling type from the back of the court and just hasn't quite found his range so far, but there he's looking to be able to hit the spots that he wants and make a big court for the pair on the other side.
Oof. Well read by Dylan Sajasa.
Service over. 9-6.
Just 2 points now from the first game.
Service over. 7-9.
Well, he's disappointed
Service over.
because I
10,
think he realises
game
3 or 4 unforced
7.
errors off his racket, Manota, and it brings up game point.
Service over. 8-10.
Oh, a little bit of luck, but that's all they needed. They played well through that first game, and it is Sojasa and Taggle who take out the first game 11-8. So the Huawei Dragons on the board first. What was the tail of that one? Unforced errors from the Hawks, but Sojasa and Taggle were very steady, weren't they?
Absolutely, yeah, especially again in the shorter format to 11 points. Those unforced errors just cost that little bit more, but I think, yeah, full credit to the Dragons pair. They were just nice and safe, didn't have to do anything really crazily special to cause much problems for the Hawks pair, but just nice and safe, really stable, no obvious holes in their game so far. So it'll be interesting to see how Abhinav and Erina can bounce back in the second and any adjustments they need to make.
How challenging is it to be thrown together as a pairing, whether it's doubles or mixed, and literally have days to try and bring a game plan together?
Yeah, it's difficult. The communication obviously something that takes a little bit of time to build up, but then ideally you have the instinctual understanding between the two of you, so you know where the other player's moving before, or even you haven't hit the shot because you know each other that well. So when you're a scratch pair or a very new one, you don't have that, so you have to be able to adjust on court during the rally as well to what you see, not only from the other side, but from where you see your partner move as well. So it can cause a bit of hesitation. But yeah, again, the really good players can adapt to that quickly and make the most of some certain situations that they can create.
So the Hawks must fight back
Second
against
game.
the Dragons, who have taken the first game.
Play.
Taggle just seemed to lose that, perhaps in the lights, I'm not sure.
Love. Out. Sub is over.
Yeah, he's an angry man at the moment. Another unforced error. Well played. Hilda Hawkins with the winning drive, but it was well set up.
2-1. Out. Sub is over. 2-4.
Beautifully disguised.
Yeah, really good serve from Alyssa. Just good to mix it up once in a while, obviously, with Erina trying to come forward and secure the net herself.
Really clever there from Minota. Didn't go for outright power, just rocked it in front of Sojasa.
No, yeah, really well constructed rally from Minota. He's again using his singles background, single skills just to generate some angles that are a little bit different. Good choice to go for the angle as opposed to full power.
Superb. Is he finding his range now?
Yeah, great disguise again. But most importantly, really clever choice of shot. Especially tonight, it's a little bit colder. The shuttle's a little bit heavier. It's often hard to get through with just direct power. Better to go for angle or variation instead.
Frame of the Sojasa racket.
Again, good play from Erina. There's a real intent to take another step forward and try and take control of the net as best she can. She's doing a good job early on in the second game.
Service over.
Quite a contrast too between the two male players. Sajasa often is very aerial. He's jumping into many of his smashes, whereas Manota's a little more conservative at times. Generates that power from almost a planted position, doesn't he?
Service over. 6-4.
Exactly. It's a good example of two contrasting styles, I think, between the two male players. Mani being in a more planted position gives him a little bit more time to recover for the next shot as he's not still in the air when he's making contact. But it's a bit of a balance of you sacrifice a little bit of angle and a little bit of power in doing that, so the situation can call for different options. So ideally you've got both. And we'll probably see both used from both players throughout the night. But
Service over. 6-7.
Oh, that is wonderful anticipation.
Service over. 8-6.
The winner was actually the easy part. It was getting there that was the difficult part of that equation. It's gone wide.
It's a bit unfortunate there.
Service over.
Read it, anticipated again really well.
8.
Just bounced off the net cord to take it wide.
Oh, that is so, it's beautiful. It's like a work of art.
Service over.
It's definitely his area of talent
7.
from the back line, especially the angles that he can create. It's always measured control, but there's always constant pressure and because of the quality of the shot that Mani can play.
The ability to essentially start quick and then decelerate. Wonderful timing.
Clever serve from Mani in that one as well.
7.
Changing up the angle a bit. Made the return a little awkward and forced a mistake.
Chance now to level it up. It's in, it's in. So they have bounced back. It's a very good recovery. Took a while to get that margin, but they win the last 2 or 3 points of the game.
7.
And they level it up, so 8-11, 11-7, and we go to a third. This has been the nature of this contest already. We saw it in the tie last night that you played in, Ollie, and we're seeing it here tonight. Very even, and that's the nature of these teams. It's been well drawn up by Badminton New Zealand. Yeah, 100% we're seeing a lot of competitive rallies throughout the entire contest, but especially with just an 11-point set, it's a game of small margins. A couple of points either way can turn the tide of the whole match. So, yeah, again, this third game will be no different. Now, I'll ask the obvious. What's Tony saying? And I guess the obvious is just keep going, guys. They've just won that game. But what did you see that was any different? Yeah, exactly. I think it would be reinforcing what's been said in between the first and the second game. But I think Erina took a decisive step forward early on in that second game there and really tried to take the net and be earlier than Alyssa on the other side. So look to her for her to continue that. But I think in response from the Dragons, that Alyssa will try and step forward and take that initiative back again. So it's either that option or playing over Erina to put her on the back line, create some space at the net so they can play down and get the offense that way. Could go either way. So now the challenge is there for Sajasa and Tagle to respond. We go into a deciding third game in this first match of the second tie. The Dragons and the Hawks doing battle tonight. Already the Tigers with the win 4-2 over the Wolves last night.
straight away the intent from Dylan to just play the net.
Again, good illustration of movement. If you can anticipate, it makes it so much easier to play the winner. Calder Hawkins just a little sigh of relief there. She thought a bullet was headed her way.
Yeah, perhaps got away with one there, but brilliant touch from Mani again. It's a real effort from both sides just to, one, close the gap at the net, but also Mani to stay close behind and make sure the midcourt's covered as well. Neither side's really willing to lift at the moment.
Yeah, called wide. A vital point, you think, for Sojasa and Tagle to stay in touch.
Clever from Mani, just opening up the court, taking Dylan towards the back to open up some space that he can play in front of him.
Oh, they're starting to look really impressive, really starting to gel.
5-2.
Calder Hawkins, twice a New Zealand rep at the World Junior Championships. Now, is this a decisive move?
6-2.
Yeah, I think the Dragons pair really need to try and open up the court at this stage. Both Mani and Aaron are standing very far forward, taking complete control of the net in the midcourt. Better from Dylan there, a little more
Service
aggressive.
over. 3-6. Come out.
Timeout is called. Of course, the coaches have that opportunity to signal they wish to have a 60-second timeout. I didn't see who called this. I'm going to assume, though, that it was Ricky. She would be the coach more in need of talking to her players.
Yeah, I think I saw her raise the card. But again, good time to call that one.
I mean, as a coach, if nothing else, you've just got to stop the momentum, haven't you, right now?
Yeah, precisely. It's, yeah, like we said, a game of small margins, so a couple of points. If you've gone a bit on the wrong side of those, especially in this third and deciding game here, you just need the break to
20
stop,
seconds.
recollect your thoughts.
20 seconds.
She looks pretty relaxed. Been impressed with Erin Calder Hawkins. Looks to have a pretty good head on the shoulders and coping with this environment really well. You could watch, just roll a highlights reel of these tough shots from Minota. They really are wonderful to behold.
Out. Service over. 4-8. Five, 8.
That stage of the game where Sojasa and Tagle know they must get the next 2 out of 3 maybe. There's one of them.
6, 8. Time out.
And timeout call. So Tony wants a word, so that's interesting. He too sees a change in momentum, so I think that's the first time so far in the LearnCoach New Zealand League that we've seen timeouts called by both pairings in the same game. So perhaps for the same reason, even though they're up 8-6, they've just dropped the last couple of points.
Yeah, I think it was a great call from Tony at that time. Just a couple of unforced errors, just be able to stop, again, take stock, collect your
6,
thoughts and go back to the
8.
plan that's been working for them so far.
Play.
Another unforced error. So
7, 8.
a mini comeback is almost complete.
Up.
Heart and mouth. Right
It's
decision
over.
in the end. How crucial
9.
might that be?
7.
Yeah, well read from Calder Hawkins.
10. Match point. 7.
So Jas been playing a lot of returns on the net so far, and she was right on top of that one.
Multiple match points.
Game.
And they do win it. They survive a little slump midway through that deciding third game, but they win it comfortably in the end. 8-11, 11-7, 11-7. So it is the HeyTour Hawks who are on the board first here in this tie tonight, with a very good win to
Match won by HeyTour
Abhinav
Hawks.
Manota and
8-11.
Erin Calder Hawkins.
11-7. 11-7.
They were a little bit slow out of the blocks, but in the end, they'll be very pleased with that performance.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we sort of took a little bit of time for both Manota and Calder Hawkins to find their touch and find the court with their range of shots, but we saw some lovely variety from Manota, especially from the back end of the second game and the third as well, as he began to find his way. And great from Erin to step up and just take that step forward and take the net and really take charge. So here's Andrew with their thoughts.
Well, thanks, Ollie. A little bit slow out of the blocks, but you finished really well. What was the key to the win, do you think?
I think communication, because it's our first time playing together. So talking about what we want to do or strengths and weaknesses really helped.
You looked like you were getting a little grumpy early on, and I'm just going to confront you with it. Was it the unforced errors that they were annoying you a little bit?
Yeah, that was the unforced error. So I haven't been playing mixed as much as I used to. So it was just like annoying that I couldn't get those shots back what I used to get it back. So it was just a bit annoying, but then I just needed to calm myself down, and then that's how I think I got back in the game.
Did you tell them, just pull your head in, just settle down?
Yeah, definitely.
Well done, guys. Great start. We know this format. It's important to get away to a good start. So well done for getting that first win. And I think you're straight back out again, aren't you? So I'll let you guys go. You rest up and you get ready, because up next it is the men's singles. This is going to be a match that we've all been looking forward to. Stay with us here. Match 2 coming up.
welcome back in for the second match in tonight's tie between the Huawei Dragons and the HeyTour Hawks. And as we've just seen, it is the Hawks that got away to a winning start in the mixed doubles. There's the order of play. So many great matches coming your way. But the one that we are about to introduce is going to be a special one because two well-credentialed singles players. One is perhaps the up-and-coming star. The other is, well, perhaps he's the king. Will he be dethroned? This is going to be something special. Let's welcome our men's singles combatants. Let's not forget as well the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League is a great chance for the officials as well, who they've also been mothballed during COVID. They've had to sit back and not have any action. Of course, we missed out on the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Open, so this is a good opportunity for them as well. And Trish Gubb is the umpire for this one.
Black call. Black it is. Okay, am I right? Serve or receive? Receive? Right, thank you.
Here we go. So I think I picked up there that Oscar's going to choose which end he will start at. And did Mani say I'll receive? So Oscar will be serving as well. This is a mouth-watering clash, though, and two players with a clear difference in age and experience, two players with a clear difference in stature. Oliver Leighton-Davis, tell me as we have a look at these two, is there a difference in style? Oscar Guo, at 19 years of age, is and has been for some years a highly rated up-and-coming star.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's a very aggressive, strong young player. It brings a lot of power to his game. So look to see him really try and utilize that, especially early on, play a really aggressive sort of style and try and score a lot of points using the power in his smash that he does have.
And his opponent is the man that we've already seen here on court tonight at 27 years of age, Abhinav Manota. And if you just enjoyed that mixed doubles, you've got a fair idea as to his style. He brings a bit more guile, a bit more court craft to his game.
Absolutely, he's the sort of type that can just absorb quite a lot of pressure and doesn't really like to give away the offense or give people the opportunity to attack too much. That doesn't mean he attacks a lot himself. He's very clever and very precise with the way he plays the shots and makes a lot of good decisions, or even under pressure. So it's a complete contrast in styles, and I'm really looking forward to see how it's going to play out.
And I think, am I right? I think we've got the last 2 years Oceania singles champions. Oscar winning in 2019 and Mani in 2020. So yeah, they've both proven to be the best in the region. An advantage for Mani, given that he's just come off a match and he feels like he's in tune with the conditions?
I think so. I think in any match it takes you a couple of points at least to get used to things and in the hall and temperature and how the shuttles are flying, that sort of thing. But again, I don't think that'll stop Oscar. He'll come out pretty hard, pretty fast, and really look to try and attack Mani right from the get-go. So probably a good thing that he's had the match before to prepare and make sure that he's ready.
On court. Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Huawei Dragons, represented by Oscar Guo. And on my left, HeyTour Hawks, represented by Abhinav Mamota. Huawei Dragons to serve, love all, play.
Some 3 or 4 years ago, introducing a very young Oscar Guo to the world when he had an opportunity at the New Zealand Open, and quietly spoken but fiercely determined young player.
2, love.
Good start by Guo.
Three, love.
It's a great start.
4, love.
I guess perhaps we talked about the advantage physically, but maybe the disadvantage is the switch from playing mixed to suddenly you're out there on your own. Oh, this is very impressive.
Yeah, he's certainly come out
5,
strong.
love.
Seen some well-fought rallies from both sides, but Guo's just come out on top in every single one so far.
Oh, and the luck on his side as well.
6, love.
Yeah, we're certainly seeing the power in his movement. And the timeout
Timeout,
called by
Huawei
the
Dragons.
Hawks. Sorry, Dragons.
This is interesting. I assume it was the Hawks. I think you're right.
Yeah.
First time, was it?
I thought I
Because
saw it.
and I just wonder tactically, you know, Tony Griffin has played his timeout card very early. You almost wonder at 6-love down, do you just wipe out this first game and just accept that it's gone? Is that a little too defeatist at 6-love?
I don't. It's hard to say, really. If Marnie can get a couple of points back here, it's sort of game on again. But I think he's played that with a longer-term thought process that Marnie needs to get into the game. Otherwise, it becomes 11-1, 11-2, and suddenly you're one game down and you're still not really into the whole match itself.
Well, it's made an immediate change, an immediate difference.
Service over.
Can't help but feel the
1,
message was
6.
put a little more aggression into it. Oscar obviously a very powerful mover, and he's shown that so far. Marnie needs to step up and match him at that level to. Straight away, a lot more aggression from Minota again.
6.
Tony Griffin's a genius.
He's certainly played his timeout cards well so far.
You do see that just the physical nature of Guo, though.
7,
He's playing
2.
for the Dragons, but it's like he's shackled. He's just trying. He just wants to bust out, doesn't he? And just that explosiveness in every movement. One wide.
Yeah, the whole match tempo has definitely gone up a couple of gears
8, 2.
after that timeout card was played. But yeah, I think the best of 3 to 11 points certainly plays into Guo's hands really nicely. Especially the
Play.
style of player that he is. Doesn't need to worry about the longevity of the match so much.
Service
I
over.
like it from Minota.
3, 8.
And rest assured there'll be some bragging rights here. Neither player will want to lose against a fierce opponent.
4, 8.
So quick.
Service over. 9, 4. Game point,
was 6 love, so back out to that 6-point margin, and now game point. It's good.
Service over. 5-10.
Monota just needs to make a run here, even if he doesn't win the game. Just make a little run. Put some doubt into Oscar Guo's mind. Since the timeout,
7-10.
that scoring sequence is now 7-4 in favour of Monota.
Yeah, I think regardless of what happens in this first game, that he's definitely played himself into the match now. So
too good.
Game.
Just lifted the shovel, and it was an easy winner in the end for Oscar Guo.
First game won by Huawei Dragons, 11-7.
If Monota's looking for the positives, he just needs to be reminded by Tony Griffin, as I'm sure he might be being told right now, that you essentially won the second half of that game. It sounds kind of curious, but as you say, Ollie, you're in the match. You're in those rallies now.
yeah, 100%. We saw a definite change, a lift in aggression level, I think, from Monota after that timeout, and he needs to show that to stay with a player of Guo's style and the speed and the power that he brings. And he's definitely managed to do that, I think. So we'll game on here from love all in the second.
Tony Griffin himself representing New Zealand's in all events, singles, doubles and mixed. He's had some wonderful career highs along the way. And now over the next 4 weeks looking to try
20
and
seconds.
lead his
20 seconds.
HeyTour Hawks throughout this LearnCoach New Zealand League. Essentially franchise teams, not based on any regional bias. And they've been pulled together largely from the northern part of New Zealand in a post-COVID environment, but just a wonderful initiative by Badminton New Zealand with the support of some great sponsors.
Play.
Sure, Money agreed with that.
1. Love.
Good disguise.
Service over. 1 all.
Monota is at his best. He's manoeuvring Guo around the court, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He's in total control of that rally and a good change of direction there as well. But very precise, just makes generally good decisions.
Well, 3, 1.
Was right there to rule on that. saying that Guo
three.
did not touch, well, I assume either net or shuttle.
Service
Apology
over.
from Minota,
4,
but I think
2.
it was a winner regardless, wasn't it? Whether it clipped the net or not, it was going to be a winner.
Again, just a great piece of racket work from him to send Guo the other way.
Service over. 3, 4.
Again, still this match being played at quite a high tempo. It's definitely what the shorter format calls for.
Service over. 5, 3.
But it'll be interesting to see how long these guys can hold at that level, because it's definitely a couple of notches higher than they're probably used to.
Minota just starting to assert some real authority now.
6, 3.
A service situation, not something we usually talk about that much in men's singles, but let's have a look at where Minota's serving. He's just serving probably about a metre past the service line. Not on that occasion, but the last 4 or 5 have been.
And that run of
7,
points now, since he
3.
was love 6 down in the first game, I mean, you do the maths, everyone at home, but to 14 plays 8 now in points in the match since that moment. And he's virtually now going at 2-1, so he is in complete
3.
control of this game.
Yeah. How much credit do you have to give to Coach Tony Griffin for the timeout as well? Like,
Service over. 4, 8.
Minota currently with a world singles ranking of 113. Oscar Guo, much the younger player, at 379.
Five, 8. Out. Service over.
He's angry with himself.
9, 5.
Yeah, that's
Service over.
poor error of judgment there from Minota.
6, 9.
And I think that was almost the physical toll that you've been talking about, Ollie. Oh, brilliant. Setting him up and then the power finish.
7, 9.
Terrific net exchange in the middle of that rally from both players.
Over. 10. Game point, 7.
Chance now to level it up. And we will go to a decider. The This is quite the turnaround from Mani Minota.
Second game won by HeyTour Hawks, 11-7. One game all.
And earlier we spoke about it as possibly being an advantage that he was already attuned to the conditions, having already played a game. And now I'm starting to doubt myself, because now he's going into back-to-back 3-game, albeit they're short matches, but back-to-back 3-game matches. So Minota's going to have to really draw on all of his physical powers here.
Yeah, 100%. He's also playing probably at a higher tempo and a slightly different style that he's used to, but he's almost forced to because of the short nature of the format. He can't really sit back and just absorb the pressure that Oscar brings, because he can't afford to go behind 4 or 5 points as we saw in the first game. But to his credit, Minota's done that really well, made the adjustment pretty much after the timeout in the first there. So I think, again, we're going to see both players come out really aggressively in the start of the third. And the question will become who can hold on to that for longest. Especially uncharted territory, I guess, for both of them.
I love looking through the bios, and Badminton New Zealand's done a great job with all of the information, and the players are asked to put forward their relative strengths. And Mani is the thinker. He says, I have a good understanding of the game and I can adapt quickly to the conditions. Do you want to know what Oscar says?
Please.
My smash. It kind of sums them up, doesn't it, the two
I
of
think,
them?
yeah, we see a great reflection of the match that we've seen so far as well. Yeah, both of them are spot on.
Hawks. 20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Okay, we go to a third game. Remember, if they get to 10 all, they must be separated by 2, and they can extend to a maximum of 15. Already we've seen the Hawks get a win on the board
Final
with
game.
Mani Minota and
Love
Aaron
all.
Calder Hawkins winning the mixed.
Play.
Who wins the men's singles? Right in front of our camera, Oscar
Service
Grove,
over.
just with the fist pump there.
1. Love.
Pretty keyed up. Oh, rally of the match. Brilliant badminton, really top class.
2. Love.
Noticeable.
3.
That
Love.
it is Minota trying to slow proceedings down.
Brilliant net shot from Groa there.
4.
The
Love.
touch that he can have to play that from a good 50, 60 centimetres away from the net. Really difficult shot. Just made it look pretty easy, really.
Late call.
It's over.
How
1.
vital
4.
might that be? Big difference, you think, 5-love or 4-1. Well, I think Minota's starting to struggle here physically. I think he's got to try and find a second wind if he's to stay in this contest. He needs to find it quickly.
Service over. 2. 5.
Just a mistake that time from Groa, but I like what he's been doing so far. He's just tried to be a little bit earlier on the net, which allows him to have a little more control of the rallies. and not allow Minota to put on as much pressure and come with the aggression that he has been so far. Good serve.
Service over. 3-5.
Well, this time it's Minota going with the power. He did get a little elevation.
5. Wipe the court, please.
And a little perspiration on the court is the end result, so that will give the players a much-needed breather. It's certainly not the case here, but players have been known to, oh, I've fallen down on the court. We need to take a little break here. That wasn't the case here, but it certainly helps both players, doesn't it, to get a little breather. You're smiling like you know that tactic, Ollie.
I can't say I've used it in a singles career too often, but yeah, I've certainly seen it being done.
Oh, this is very absorbing.
Service over. 6-4.
You're well wide.
7-4.
He certainly anticipated that well, though, did Minota.
Shots that were landing on the line earlier on, though, with the tiredness creeping in, they're just going wide. Well played. Set it up with a beautiful
Service
return of
over.
serve.
5-7.
He certainly made a real effort, again, ever since that timeout in the first game, to put a lot more pressure on with his return of serve. Minota's taking it a lot earlier than he usually does.
Big.
I think it's definitely paid dividends for him ever since he began doing it.
What do you make of the Guo serve? It appears quite nonchalant, quite it's almost like he's serving like, I really don't like this part of the game. I just want to get smashing. Can we just get on with it? It does appear very casual.
Yeah, I think he's very secure in it in general. He's got quite a quick tempo, which he often uses, I think, to catch players a little bit by surprise. I think it's more that Minota's intent to really kind of get on top of it and make sure that he can dictate the rallies straight away. He knows that if he lets Guo dictate, then often his attack is so good that it's just difficult to stay in.
Well, I think he got there too quickly. I think he got there too quickly and he was there ahead of the shuttle. It's a trick shot. And he is known as the smiling assassin, Mani Minota. I think he's still quietly grinning about that now.
Huawei
He loved
Dragons
it.
time out.
So timeout called here. So the Dragons, and again, well done. Let's applaud the coaches for the moments they have chosen to come and have a word with their charges here. And again, it's not always tactical, is it? And it's 7-all in the third. Let's just calm the player down a little or wind the player up even more. Which do you think it is?
I think the latter, to be honest. Take a step back and just sort of think, okay, we're 4 points away. What's the plan going to be for these next 4 rallies? What's been working? Where can I score points? And what do I need to do to make sure that I'm not under pressure?
And Guo's got to be aggressive. That's his game, yeah?
I think so, yeah.
We've seen that a couple of times, haven't we? Opening up the forehand court of Guo for the winner by Minota. And I think I'm right, the first lead in this deciding game for Mani Minota.
He's having a lot of success
9,
with that cross lift
7.
into the round the head corner of Goro. Just again managing to get him off balance before he could hit the winner. This time it was the mistake.
Oh, he is finishing superbly now, and that brings up multiple match
10,
points.
match point 7.
Well, it was everything we hoped it would be. A superb clash between two of the very best singles exponents here in New Zealand, indeed in Oceania. But it is Abhinav Minota who wins it and goes back-to-back on court to open up a 2-love lead for the Hawks with a 3-game win over Oscar Guo.
Match won by the HeyTour Hawks, 7-11, 11-7, 11-7.
Well, just a delightful match to enjoy, and underlining just how good already this LearnCoach New Zealand League is proving to be. Thrilling match of badminton.
Absolutely, I think both players came out with incredible intensity, and the match was played at a really high tempo across all 3 games. Interesting step up from Minota to really take charge of the serve return situation. I think we don't talk about that much often in men's singles, but he was really able to dominate from that serve situation and showed his experience in the end. And here's Andrew with a couple of comments from Minota.
Well, thanks, Ollie. 2 up, 2 down. Can you put your feet up now? There's always a risk. You know, you might get called back for a golden game, but you got to be pleased with your efforts. What a good win.
Yeah, no, it was very, I would say, difficult win. Not it wasn't an easy win. Oscar and I always have really close games, so I'm really happy that I got a point for the team, another point for the team, so which is really good. But yeah, again, you never know. I might need to get ready for the golden game, you know.
A real clash of styles too. Do you enjoy that when you play Oscar? He's the pocket rocket. He's all explosiveness, and you're the craft and the guile. Do you enjoy that contrast?
At some sort. I wouldn't say all the time, because when he puts a pace up, and yeah, of course I have to work a lot harder than what I normally do, because we always train together, and you know, like even in the trainings when we play matches, like it's very 50-50. So it's just, yeah, it just depends on the day, like who's gonna have a good day, who's gonna have a okay day.
Now I've got to ask you, because Ollie and I were talking about it in commentary. 6-love down at the start of the match. Tony Griffin calls timeout. What did he say? Because from that point on, you were the dominant player.
He just told me like to be more patient, like rather than just playing. So what he was doing, he was going, I was playing on his backhand side, and where he is really good at it, but I was not playing on his forehand side, so I just needed to mix it up. So that's what he told me, just mix it up. You can play on his backhand side, but just mix it up so that he opens up the court more for you, so that he can win more points. So that's what I started doing, and then I got a bit more points.
Well, well done the coach, and well done you. Congratulations. 2 wins already to get the team off to a great start. So it is a great start, but we've already seen in this LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League that a team will come back at you. Will that happen here? The women's singles is up next.
So welcome back to the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. Tonight we were joined by the match between the Huawei Dragons and the HeyTour Hawks. Currently 2-0 to the Hawks after a couple of fine performances from Abhinav Manota for them to take a 2-0 lead in this evening's tie. Then a couple of 3-set matches, really incredible performance from him to put his team out to a 2-0 lead with the mixed win and the men's singles as well. There we have it, the order of play so far. Results, 2 wins to the Hawks, Abhinav Manota featuring in both matches. Next up though, we have the women's singles between Shauna Lee and Courtney Trillo, a young left-hander from North Harbour, and Shauna, youthful exuberance, a lot of skill, and Courtney brings a real physical element to the game.
Well, let's welcome the players out on court now for this women's singles encounter, and beautifully described, Ollie, that really this is like two love to Manota at the moment. I'm not taking anything away at all from Erina Calder-Hawkins. Of course, she was a crucial part of that mixed effort as well, but what a role he's played already. And a little bit later this evening, we're going to announce an MVP, and at the moment, you're going to make that call, and at the moment, I would think that that man is the front runner.
He's certainly done more than his fair share for the team tonight.
Right, Connie, you have the toss. Would you like black or green? You go green. Shauna, you're black. Green. Connie, you receive. Shauna, you serve. You stay on the side. Thank you very much.
So the two combatants in this women's singles clash now, they've sat back and watched a little of the action on shore, whilst they've also been warming up, preparing to get straight into action. Shauna Lee at just 16 years of age, and again, one of the wonderful aspects to this competition is the mix of youth and experience, and here's very much the youth.
Yeah, she's certainly a very creative young player. Left-handed, really skillful, with great touch as well. She's able to find a lot of angles on the court.
And her opponent, Courtney Trillo, at 24 years of age, out of Counties Manukau, and is described as a singles specialist, so you don't often see her playing in the doubles or the mixed. Singles is her game. Reflected in the rankings that you can see, currently at number 3. So, I mean, we've got 1 and 3 on the current rankings here. So we wax lyrical about that men's match. I mean, this has just as much quality in it and promises to be just as close and exciting.
Again, I think
ready to play?
We see a contrast in styles between both players. Shauna will look to be the more aggressive of the two, whereas Courtney moves powerfully and is able to retrieve a lot of shuttles and keep shuttle just coming back. I think the biggest question will be, can she withstand the pressure that Shauna Lee can apply, the creativity that she has and the angles that she's able to create.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Huawei Dragons, represented by Shauna Lee. And on my left, HeyTour Hawks, represented by Courtney Trillo. Huawei Dragons to serve. Love all. Play. One, love.
Wonderful rally to get us underway. Just the second point of the match, but
Two,
what quality.
love.
Yeah, Shauna Lee showing that she's got some retrieval skills of her own.
She's just 16 years of age. She's allowed to be a
3
little nervous here.
love.
She's certainly not looking it.
Players. The scoreboard's not working.
Just going to check with the scoreboard because it's not for love, because Courtney Trillo is on the board, so we'll just set that to rights. It's getting better and better for Shauna Lee. she quite likes the scoreboard. But, yeah, there we go. There we go. It's improving all the time, but we'll get this sorted. And the players will be back underway. I guess I was highlighting the fact that at just 16, she's every right to be nervous. But when you say she's 16, currently ranked 1 in the country in singles, she's been at the World Junior Champs. She's the New Zealand singles title holder. So clearly she's been in some big match environments.
Correction, service over. 1-3.
So it is 1-3.
Yeah, she's certainly the sort of player that
Service over. 4-1.
doesn't have a lot of fear about her when she plays. Oh.
5-1.
Kind of just gets on with it. Doesn't really worry too much about it. Carries on. Pinpoint placement again from Lee, but just had a bit of success operating into that deep forehand corner of Trillo.
Out.
Service over.
Trillo needed
2-6.
that. Just watch that one very closely. Just needs to try and settle into the match, does the 24-year-old. That's nice.
3-6. Service over. 7-3. Service over. 4-7.
Needs a little run of points here, does Trillo. Let's try and close this gap. Can't do it though.
Service over. 8-4. Four.
Just missing.
10, game point 4. Service over. 5-10. game.
Well, of all the matches that played
First game won by Huawei Dragons.
1.5 ties
11-5.
in the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. I think that's the most impressive singular game. Shauna Lee just really dominant throughout that and deserving of that 11 fight. She appeared to do it easily.
Yeah, I think polished is the word that comes to mind to refer to her performance in that first set there. Just quite clinical, no really easy mistakes, seemed in control of most rallies, and I think from the Hawks' point of view, there's going to need to be a real change from Trillo to really try and find a way into this match and find a way that she can put pressure on Shauna Lee.
I mean, what is the answer to that? Does she... It almost seemed try and play a short rally, didn't work out. Try and drag it on, didn't work out. I mean, Shauna Lee's just playing too well at the moment.
Yeah, she's got a lot of weapons in her game, and she mixed it up really well, used the angles, used being early on the net and able to push Trillo to the rear corners as well, and also be able to make her run the angles that she didn't want to run. So it's hard to say, to be honest, from my point of view, what Trillo can do to really cause pressure on Shauna Lee, because I haven't seen much evidence so far in the first game, but other than to try and come early on the net and take control of the rally that way.
Well, let's see if Trillo can turn the tide. Clearly, she's capable. Her record is superb. Current New Zealand ranking of #3 in women's singles. And she won't be feeling
Second game.
uncomfortable in these surroundings.
Not
she
all.
did play for Waitakere in the 2019 Wisden Cup. Sure, a bit of a home away from home, but first point is not a good indicator. Shauna Lee continues on her merry way.
Out. Service over. 1-0.
Out.
2-1.
That's pretty rare. 2 points back to back. That might be a shift.
Terrific shot
Service
from Shauna
over.
Lee. It's one of the angles we were talking about before. Just how far that landed in front of the service line.
Oh, that's the pressure that Lee's putting on. That's how good the shot had to be a winner.
Shauna, can you show him where the...
A little perspiration on the court, so it's vital, of course, the players feel safe underfoot.
Service over. 3-2.
Okay.
4-2.
Trillo now feels like she's in the match.
Service over. 3-4.
She's certainly showing a lot of maturity beyond her years. Maybe Shauna Lee at 16 years old. Just the way she's able to construct a rally, never really puts the shuttle in a position where she can be hurt or be under pressure.
Five, 4.
Frustration now. Good early start has been well and truly undone.
4.
It's a terrific example for any young budding ladies singles player out there. The way that Shauna Lee is able to control these rallies, just able to put Trillo off balance. Or under pressure with pretty much every shot she's able to create.
8-4.
Doesn't try and overdo it, doesn't try and go for the winner too soon or force an opportunity that's not there. She's able to apply constant pressure.
And it is complete
Time
dominance
out.
now. And Tony
HeyTour
Griffin's seen enough.
Timeout.
He wants to have a chat here and just try and see if he can stop the rock, Courtney Trillo. I think that's 5 consecutive points, maybe 6, that Shauna Lee has picked up. Tony Griffin already tonight has chosen his moments rather wisely to intervene. Can he make a difference here in the flow of this match? Body language here of Trillo just looks a little bit downcast, doesn't she? Just not sure how to get in this match and
20
stay
seconds.
there.
20 seconds. Nine, 4. Play.
Taking a tumble is Trillo, but up and okay. Shauna Lee showing some concern. I think we're seeing what we've discussed, the potential to happen in this short
10
scoring
match point,
game.
4.
It can be over before you've begun. It is out, and that is a superb performance, a complete performance from Shauna Lee, winning it in straight games, 11-5, 11-4. Oliver Leighton-Davis, you've got to be very impressed with that performance.
Absolutely. Again, I said it earlier, the maturity that she shows
Match won
as
by
just a
Huawei
16-year-old player.
11-5.
The way she's able to control the rally and work all 4 corners of the court, really, with mixing up with shots, the variety that she has from the back line, and also the touch from all aspects, really, in the defense, also around the net, but the touch she can play on with the drop shots as well. Really, I think, exciting future player for badminton in New Zealand, especially going by that performance. She's with Andrea now.
Thanks, Ollie. Well done. What an impressive performance. That was a really complete game. Come in nice and close here and tell us why you played so well. You must be feeling great.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've played like tournament again. It's the first tournament after lockdown, obviously. Yeah, it was quite tiring, even though it was only till 11. So yeah, it's lucky it was till 11.
You've got to be ready to go, haven't you, with the short format, and you were. So tell us about your warm-up. Were you warming up aggressively when you walked onto the court? Did you feel like you were ready to play?
Yeah, I think for me it's a lot about the mental. So if I'm mentally ready, then like I'll be ready for the game. Other than that, yeah, did a good warm-up, I thought, and was ready to go when I played.
Tell us about lockdown. How did you get through that? How did you cope being at home for all that time, both in terms of, I'm assuming, school, that you're at school, and badminton? How did you cope?
I enjoyed the sleep-ins. Other than that, did some like Zoom session trainings, and yeah, and then we did some school online as well, which was quite fun, to be honest.
Good stuff. Well done. Well, it didn't do your badminton any harm at all. That was a really impressive performance. Well done. Well, that is a stunning performance, but there's still more stunning badminton to come. Stay with us. It's the men's doubles up next.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Waitakere Badminton Centre for this second night of the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League, and a stunning match that we've just witnessed. Shauna Lee getting her Huawei Dragons on the board. They trail, though, 2-1 against the HeyTour Hawks in this tie tonight. So this one very much in the balance. As we have a look at the order of play already, we've seen mixed doubles and men's singles wins for the Hawks, with Mani Minota central to both of those matches. And then, as mentioned, that stunning performance from Shauna Lee, winning in straight games. Still to come, we have the women's doubles and the mixed doubles, but next on court, it is the men's doubles. So suddenly this match assumes even greater importance on the back of the win for Shauna Lee. The tie very much in the balance, and all four of these players will have been very keyed up for this one regardless, but it does just make it that little more fascinating given the nature of the tie. As we await the final instructions.
Okay, please, red color or green color? Red, green, sure.
Justin Zor. Oh, we've got that on TV,
green.
Justin.
So, what would you like? Receive, who's the server? You serve, and which end? Decide. Sure.
Okay, so we've recovered the coin, and we're good to get into the final warm-up here, and we'll have a look at these four players, get the thoughts of Oliver Leighton-Davis, New Zealand representative, joining us in commentary tonight, of course, having played last night for the One Pure Wolves. As first up, we look at Danny Ode, 29 years of age, out of Auckland, currently ranked at number 6 in men's doubles.
Yeah, Danny's the sort of guy that he's got a really powerful forearm in the way that he plays, and certainly able to generate a lot of power in the flat game and also from the back of the court. So look for him to use that aggression in the mid-court especially.
And Dylan Sajasa, we've already seen Dylan tonight playing in that mixed doubles match, so he's got a feel for the conditions. He's had to go away and warm up again. The current men's doubles ranking of number 2, the 25-year-old out of North Harbour. And Adam Jeffrey now is alongside Dylan in the Dragons lineup at 19 years of age. 2019 Oceania Juniors player, and also 2019 Under-19 New Zealand men's doubles champion, so a player to look out for in the future. And the final of our quartet is Ryan Tong, also 19 years of age, out of Auckland, current number 8 ranked singles player, with that 12th ranked men's doubles stat on his CV. Okay. 3 19-year-olds. Sorry, 2 19-year-olds. Then you've got Danny Ode at 29, the senior player amongst this quartet. Dylan Sajasa as well at 25 years of age. Men's doubles.
Ladies and gentlemen. On my right, HeyTour Hawks, represented by Danny Ode, Ryan Tong. And on my left, Huawei Dragons, represented by Aidan Jeffrey, Dylan Sajasa. Huawei Dragons to serve, Dylan to Danny Ode. Level, play.
What are you expecting here, Ollie?
A lot of power, especially in the flat game from Ryan and Danny. I think from the Dragons' point of view, from the Dragons' perspective, both Sajasa and Jeffrey are the players that will like to block it and move forward to the net. better in the
Love.
front 2/3 of the court. Not so much power from the back line, so that's where they'll look to take control.
2-1.
Error from Sojasa on that return, but look for a lot of that sort of thing from him, just trying to play the net and get the shuttle coming upwards.
Service over. 2-all. Three, 2.
Did the hard work there, Jeffrey. Got the difficult one back, and then made the mistake on the one that had a bit less pressure on it.
Just didn't
Three,
readjust quickly enough.
all.
Early signs, there's little between these two pairings. There's the return of serve, wasn't it, that really set the rally up.
Yeah, it's a typical
Service
sort of
over.
rally you'll see from Jeffrey and
4,
Sojasa tonight.
3.
Not necessarily full power, but just maintaining control by keeping the shuttle down.
Service over. 4-all.
Oh, that is an unforced error.
5-4.
Rally of the match so far.
Service over. 5-all. Six, 5. Service 4, court, too high. Service over. 6-all.
Just long.
Maybe good variety and serve from
Service over.
Danny Oud.
Right. 7-6.
Just really forcing Jeffrey to make the adjustment. Ended up with a mistake.
It's just another example of it. You've spoken about it, that incessant pressure.
Service over.
Not necessarily clean winners,
7,
but just wearing an opponent
all.
down. Well, I think Danny realised as that shuttle was falling, but
8-7.
realised just too late. Much easier decision on that occasion.
Service over. 8-0. Nine, 8.
Very well long, and the boys are fired up, aren't they?
10, game point, 8.
Crucial time to string a couple of points together. They do win it. Very impressive way to close out the game from 8
First
all.
game by HeyTour Hawks, 11-8.
So it is the Hawks, Danny Ode and Ryan Tong, who take out the first game. The LearnCoach, New Zealand Badminton League. LearnCoach, what are they all about? They make study fast and simple. Their courses are the most efficient way to dominate any subject and get your best results ever. And in this environment, what a wonderful tool to have as well, whether the kids have had to be learning at home, students having to learn remotely, or if they're headed back to school, then LearnCoach has the assistance for you. Transitioning back to school, they're offering a free trial to their services. Visit learncoach.com for details. 11-8, in a way, sounds maybe more comfortable than it was. That was in the balance, wasn't it, at 8 all?
Yeah, 100%. It sort of went punch and counter punch all the way up to about 8 all, and then a couple of mistakes, and suddenly you've got a game point. But I don't think either pair could say they really played that well or that badly in that first game. It was a very even contest.
Lawful play.
I think from the Dragons' perspective, they just need to solidify the defense a little bit. There's been a few easy mistakes, but
1 love.
Turning defense into attack.
2 love.
I think that's important from both sides. You can't just sit back and defend.
Also, got to mix up the serving, because both pairings are sweating all over the net, aren't they?
2.
So patience again, they're just wearing them down in rallies like that. Not looking for clean winners, but knowing they're on top. Clever.
Yeah, again, well-constructed rally from Sojasa and Jeffrey. Just down, there's not a lot of pace on it.
1.
But there's also nothing else that can happen, and they get it back up again with another chance to attack. So just sustained pressure.
Sub is over. 2, 4. Sub is over. 5, 2.
Have stepped it up, haven't they?
Yeah, they have this definite intent now from both Dragons players to just take it a little bit further step forward and try and be a little bit earlier on the net.
Oh, pace there on the return from
Something's
Danny
over.
Ode.
Yeah, good shot from
3,
Ode. Again,
6.
you can see the intent from Jeffrey, though, just to step forward. Racket wasn't quite following with the pace and that rally.
Service over. 7, 3.
Well, they are warm favourites now
8,
to level this up at
3.
1 game apiece.
Service over. 4, 8. Service over. 9, 4. Ten, game point, 4.
Multiple game points. I could
Service
tell you
over.
how many, but I want people to
5,
be on their toes.
10.
I've got to leave a little work for the folks at home to do. Well, there's 2 saved.
6, 10.
Nothing to lose here for Ode and Tong. For them to be very aggressive. So 1-1, we
Game.
go to a 3rd game. And that
Second
was
game won by Huawei Dragons.
a more
11,
impressive
6.
performance
1
by
game
Jeffrey
all.
and Sajasa in winning game 2, I think, than Ode and Tong in winning game 1. So momentum is certainly in their favour with the Dragons pairing. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. They made the adjustment to be a bit more proactive in the defense and not just sit back and be happy to lift and relift again. And it certainly paid off there. They had a lot more time in the rally to make their own attacks, and for the most part of every rally they were in control. So I think the key for the Hawks coming into this 3rd game is whether Danny Oud can step forward and try and challenge both the Dragons players at the net. If he could do that, then him and Tong can perhaps get the shuttle coming up to them and be in the offense a little more than they were in that 2nd game. But I think if things continue as they were then, it'll be a Dragons victory in this 3rd game.
Of course, the tie is decided across all 6 games, all 6 matches played tonight. If we are at 3-3, there will be a golden game.
Thank you.
And that essentially becomes a process of elimination between the coaches. They each take turns in eliminating a match from the board until one is left, and those players are then charged with a golden game. It could be singles, could be doubles,
Final
could
game.
be mixed. 1 game
Love
to
ball.
11 to decide the tie.
Play.
It's a mistake, just looking up to the lights, Danny Ode, but just
Love.
lost the shuttle in flight.
Good stuff. Yeah, I think the Hawks pair are definitely more dangerous when they've got Ryan Tong at the back of the court and Danny Ode more towards the net. Ode himself is definitely not afraid to take chances.
Service over. 2-1.
Great rush forward from Sojasa.
3-1.
And we do look to Sojasa and Ode to be the leaders on these two teams. They've got the experience. So tactically, you look to those two players to make adjustments on the floor.
Yeah, absolutely. It's both a little more suited to their skill set. Sojasa in particular to play the shuttle down and look to move forward and take the net.
Good decision. Adam Jeffrey.
Service over.
And plenty of poise, the 19-year-old.
2.
And again, a repeat offering.
5-2.
This is a significant break now.
Yeah, she's 3 back-to-back.
Time out.
Mistakes from the Hawks. I think a wise decision to take a timeout, which I assume has come from the Dragons side. Sorry, the Hawks.
Hawks side, yeah. Tony Griffin has pretty quickly jumped out of his coach's seat and said, I want to have a word. I just want to try and stall, if not change the momentum.
Yeah, at the very minimum, just settle things down. That's 3 mistakes in a row. They're relatively straightforward. I think the biggest thing for the Hawks players is to look to try and step in a little bit on the defense as well, especially Ryan Tong.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Just to try and play the lift that at least
2.
makes the Dragons backcourt player slightly off balance. So there's a little less pressure that's coming.
Oh, the first sign of real aggression ends the point.
7-2.
Good controlled attack again from the Dragons pair.
Oh, what a recovery in that rally from Danny Ode.
Service over. 3-7.
Yeah, brilliant defense from both Hawks players. Firstly from Ode just to get that shot back, and then Tong to keep them in the rally off the back of it.
Service over.
Instinct. It doesn't matter how many times they've played that little drop shot. The instinct always is you've got to be prepared for the smash. Makes it so difficult to change and go forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to see Tong just try and take a little bit of a chance anyway.
And step forward?
Exactly, yeah. The power from Sojasa and Jeffrey isn't their biggest weapon, I think. And if you keep backpedaling, we just always end up in the defense, and eventually it's just a matter of time before the shuttle drops on the floor. So at least try and take the chance and get the...
Nine, 3.
A terrific shot from Sojasa.
They're certainly in the home straight now. They'll have to tidy up that court surface, but if they were in the home straight, they're at the finish line now. They just need to take one final step, and that will bring this overall tie
match point
to a most intriguing 2 matches each.
Game.
That's a really impressive performance. It was very tight through the opening game. They dominated through the second, and they just romped home in the third. So Jeffrey and Sajasa win it in the third, 11-3. And this tie now is level at 2 apiece. And we have a real battle going into the women's doubles
Match won by Huawei
and in the mixed doubles. And regardless
11.
of the women's doubles, the mixed is going to be crucial. It is going to be a live match in this tie. But that was a very good performance by the Dragons.
Yeah, absolutely. Really polished from Jeffrey and Sajasa, especially in the second and third game. It took them a while to find their feet, perhaps, especially in the first there. A few mistakes from both pairs, but again, once they started to take the initiative and step forward and control the net, they were really able to dominate, and with sustained periods of attack, I think. They played well in the first 3, and it was a really complete performance, but they're with Andrew now for their comments on the match.
Well done, guys. Levelled the tie up at 2-2. In a team environment, is that playing on your mind, or are you just playing your match?
Yeah, we try to focus on the match at hand, but yeah, we want to keep our spirits high, so this was really important for us.
You enjoying this, the chance to play with this fella? I mean, you're the youngster at 19. Are you enjoying the chance to mix it alongside Dylan?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a bit different, but it's just a good experience, and this whole tournament's just a good experience, to be honest. So yeah, it's good.
That's what it's all about, isn't it? It's bringing different players from different associations, and you're perhaps paired up in different combinations. Are you enjoying that? Is that a change for you at this stage of your career?
Oh no, it's good fun. I love playing with different people, and just getting back into competition. It's amazing, amazing feeling.
We've all gone a bit stir crazy, haven't we? It's just good to be out here.
Exactly.
Well done, guys. Congratulations. The tie is levelled up. Yes, we are at 2 apiece, so both of our remaining matches are going to mean the tie is very much alive. Next up, it's women's doubles. Well, welcome back to this most intriguing tie in the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League between the Huawei Dragons and the HeyTour Hawks. That's why it's intriguing. We've had some wonderful badminton tonight, and it is levelled up now
at 2 apiece. It was the Hawks that got away quickly. Abhinav Manota and Erina Calder-Hawkins winning the mixed doubles. And then Abhinav Manota staying out on court to win the men's singles. So those two matches going the way of the Hawks, but then a reversal of fortunes with Shauna Lee. And we've just seen Adam Jeffrey and Dylan Sojasa winning the men's doubles. So 2 apiece as we go into the women's doubles, and then that will be followed and wrapped up tonight by the mixed doubles. But time to welcome our women's doubles combinations and our officials. They're just getting ready to join us out on court for this next match in the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. Trish Gubb is the umpire for this one, service judge Kelvin Sui. And we have seen, of course, 3 of the 4. Jasmine Ng is the only player we're yet to see tonight. So Erina Calder-Hawkins, Alyssa Taggart and Shauna Lee have all had some game time already tonight. And this one is, as has been the case throughout the evening, most intriguing clash.
Or black? Black called. Black it is. Arena to serve. Who will receive? Shauna will receive. Which side do you want? All right, thank you.
Shauna Lee, so impressive in that straight games win over Courtney Trillo in the singles just 20 minutes or so back at 16 years of age. Talked about her prowess in singles with the #1 ranking in New Zealand, but she's not bad across all disciplines. #4 in the doubles as well. And across, there we go, just stepping forward, and now in shot is Erina Calder-Hawkins at 22. Was a part of that winning mixed combination with Mani Manota earlier tonight to get the tie underway. Tall, rangy player. And she'll be partnered by Jasmine Ng, as mentioned, first appearance tonight for the 23-year-old. Out of Auckland. It's a current ranking of 6 in women's doubles. Which means the final player, but just out of shot. There she is. Thanks, Alyssa. Just jumping into shot there. Alyssa Taggart, 20 years of age. Is in that mixed match to get us underway tonight. It was a loss, so she'll be looking to pick up a win and contribute to her team's performance here tonight. Well, again, Oliver Leyden-Davis is alongside in commentary, and again, I think this is a really good match in prospect. 4 talented players, all very highly ranked in the women's doubles game.
Yeah, it's quite difficult to call looking at just on paper this one, so it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. I think you'll see a definite preference in formation from the Huawei Dragons to have Shauna at the back of the court and Alyssa Taggart more towards the net. When it comes to the Hawks pair, again, can't really say. It's a bit more of an evenly equipped pairing, I guess, in terms of skill set. So it'll be interesting to see how that one pans out.
These fast-paced games, just to 11 points. You have to be ready, you have to be warm, you have to be good to go. And I have to say, the temperature tonight in the Waitakere Badminton Centre, I reckon it's about 5 or 6 degrees cooler than last night. Do you agree? You were playing last night. It feels a little cooler in here tonight.
It does definitely feel a little bit cooler tonight as well.
On my right,
I think you're right.
Dragons represented by Shauna Lee
weather
and
front
Alyssa
that's
Taggart.
has been forecast.
And on my left, HeyTour Hawks represented by Erina Calder-Hawkins and Jasmine Ng.
Might well be on the way.
HeyTour Hawks to serve, Erina Calder-Hawkins to Shauna Lee. Love all. Play.
Lee certainly had a little warm-up. I reckon Alyssa Taggart played 2 shots in that rally. Everything was directed at the racket of the 16-year-old. Well, the early signs are settle in, get comfortable. This could be a really good match.
1-all.
Ani Minota is leading the cheerleaders. Both pairings had their chances there, didn't they?
Yeah, finished off with the benefit of the right-left-hand combination.
Service over. 2-1.
But again, great patience from both pairs.
Service over. 4-2. Service over. 3-4.
Sense they know how important this is. The tie delicately balanced at 2-all. If nothing else, Ollie, a win in this match guarantees you at least go to a golden game.
Yeah, absolutely. Always much more pleasant to be playing from a position of 3-2 in front than having to just get the win to secure the golden game for your team. I think you mentioned it before, Andrew, about the dropping in temperature tonight. We're starting to see that just have a little bit of an effect on court as well. I think the shuttles are fluffing up a little bit. Of course, when the temperature drops, the shuttles get a little bit slower through the air. I was able to see both pairs that are able just to push the rear corners with a little more freedom without worrying too much about things going over the back line.
6-5.
And the players will recognise that. They'll have made that adjustment.
Absolutely, I think we're starting to see it already.
Possibly just the nature of their positioning, but certainly Shauna Lee is working much the harder of the two. Taggle just often patrolling the net.
Again, I think it's definitely the preferred formation for the Dragons pair. Shauna Lee just with a few more weapons, a little more power, a few more creative angles again from the back line, whereas Taggle's more.
Service over. 8-6. Service over. 7-8.
Some crucial moments. Yeah, well played. Lee and Taggle just got their wires crossed a little bit. Both ended up on this forehand side.
It can often happen if you haven't played much together before.
Well, initially the signal was out, and then a correction to in.
Service over. 8-9.
Jasmine Ing thought the Macarena was in action for a moment.
Oh, I've spoken about her touch and control all night, but how tight that was to the net from Shauna Lee.
Well, it's cruelty to a shuttle. Absolutely killed it. Stone dead. Well, and they've turned a deficit into a game point.
10. Game point. 9.
And they've won it. What a way to close out the game. And the Dragons are on a roll, aren't they? They got 2-love down in the tie. And a win in the singles to Shauna Lee and a win in the men's doubles. And now Lee and Taggle have taken game one of the women's doubles. They're on an unstoppable run here at the moment, the Dragons.
Yeah, they certainly played well, especially in the back end of that first game. Again, the creativity from Shauna Lee, and also just solid and defense from Taggle, just playing her role really well. It's up to Shauna to be the creative one and play her in at the net, and she's done that well. And Taggle's just provided the stability that you need to be part of a good pair.
And as a good doubles exponent, you've got to be able to be ready. I mean, there are a lot of those rallies where Lee was playing 80, 90% of the shots. But the art, I guess, is being ready when you are called upon to make that one shot.
Absolutely. So her objective at the back of the court is to play Taggle in at the net. So she's always hunting, seeking for chances. But the patience that Lee has from the back line is really helps this pair. And then you see when she can play Taggle in, that she's always hunting. If she's always ready, then yeah, she can put pressure on from the front of the court, because it is difficult to hit through from the back line in any form of the game, especially with slightly slower shuttles and conditions like things are now.
This one
Second game.
is very much in the balance, though.
Love all. Play. One. Love. Play.
clever, really clever.
Yeah, definitely just saw Jasmine Ng take one step forward, opening up the space in behind her.
Trish Gubbs just keeping a close eye on the pace of play. I think Ng and Calder Hawkins are pushing the envelope a little at times.
A little bit wild there from Tagle, a bit of a miscontact, I think, to send that well along on the baseline.
Service over. 3-all.
Patience and power from Lee. It's a combination of the two, choosing her moments. That is clever.
Drop shot of hers is certainly a very dangerous shot.
Service over.
That time it was Calder Hawkins anticipating the serve. Jasmine Ng, I think, knows that that completely takes the wind out of their sails. Back-to-back unforced errors, and suddenly there's a little daylight between these two teams, and Tony Griffin is again, I think, choosing his moment wisely for the timeout here. It's not just those mistakes, but the reaction that followed both. Their heads dropped, and I think they suddenly were aware of the scoreboard pressure.
Again, I think impeccable timing from Tony there with his timeout again, but I think for the Hawks pair at the moment, they just have to start to find a way to put Alyssa Tagle on the back line when they've got Shauna Lee down there and they're defending. She's got a lot of creativity in her shots, but a lot of patience too, and it's definitely the most dangerous formation for the Dragons. So I think maybe that comes back to the flick serve in the service situation, or just finding a way to get Tagle on the back line and reverse the formation of the Dragons pair.
Play.
To release a bit of the pressure and give them more chances to maybe play counter-attack. Terrific serve.
Danger signs here for the Hawks. Shuttle just lifted by Ng, and that proved terminal. Shauna Lee certainly putting herself in the conversation for the Crystal Ashley MVP. That will be announced at the conclusion of the tie. Good response from Jasmine Ng.
5-9. Service over. 10. Match point 5.
Just got out of the way, and it was a good decision, and it's a very good win for the Dragons, and they continue this recovery, having been 2-love down in the tie. And Shauna Lee and Alyssa Tagle, hugely impressive. That was a competitive match. 11-9, 11-5 doesn't do the Hawks justice.
No, there's a lot of good hard-fought rallies in that match, I think.
Match won by Huawei
Especially
Dragons.
in the first set, was neck and neck
11-5.
most of the way through, but Dragons pair just proving a little bit too strong, especially in the second game. Shauna Lee showing her control and consistency, I think, from the back line, which is a real hallmark, especially in the ladies' doubles, and combined with some real stability in defense from both pairs, but especially from Tagle and Lee. So really polished performance from them to give the Dragons a 3-2 advantage heading into the last match. But Shauna Lee and Alyssa Tagle are with Andrew now for their comments on the game.
Oh, well done, guys. I've got to ask, a lot of these combinations are quite new. Have you two played together as a combination before or not?
We play together at training quite often because we train together as well, so yeah.
And it seems to work well. I mean, Shauna's comfortable at the back of the court and you're at home at net. Is it working well?
Yeah, it's really good because she's really strong at the back, and I can't really attack at the back as hard, so yeah.
But yeah, she's pretty handy up there. That's why I say it really was a really good combination. How much work have you done ahead of this competition as a pairing? When did you find out you were going to be playing together?
Not very long ago.
But we didn't really train that much together, yeah.
Well, it's certainly working, so well done, well done. And you've given your team a great chance of winning this tie, so a win in the women's doubles, and they now have the lead, the Dragons, as we go into the mixed doubles. That's our final match coming up here tonight. Stay with us. Well, welcome back to the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League, and this tie has been turned on its head. The Hawks had a 2-love lead, but the Dragons have come flying back into this, and they lead at 3-2 going into the final match, or will it be the final match of the evening? Let's have a look and see how it has played out tonight. As mentioned, it was the Hawks winning the opening 2 matches, the mixed and the men's singles. But since then, it's been all the Huawei Dragons winning the last 3 matches. And
And now we go into our final official clash anyway, because we could be in for a golden game. It's the mixed doubles next on courts. So we're going the distance in the sense that we don't know the outcome of this as we play the final match, and that is a reflection of just how close these teams are and how well selected they have been put together by Badminton New Zealand. And we have two very handy mixed combinations as well, I have to say. It's, the handshakes and the greetings all round.
Okay, go, Oscar, you get the toss. Black or green? Black, green for you, Jasmine. Black. You want this side. You will receive. Who will serve? Oscar will serve, Utani will receive, and yeah, stay there.
Thanks, Kelvin. Kelvin Su with the wrap of the pre-match there. So Oscar Guo is going to serve, but to prior we will have one final warm-up, and they do need warming up. The temperature is pretty chilly here tonight inside the Waitakere Badminton Centre. It has been dropping steadily as the night goes on. As we have another look at Danny Ode. We've seen Danny already tonight. 29 years of age. Interesting, he's still got the jacket on, just a reflection of those conditions. But, he will be looking to pick up a win, having lost in that men's doubles clash earlier. Ashley Tan is lining up alongside Oscar Guo for the Dragons at just 16 years of age, another one of the youngsters involved in the game. Her rankings reflect that, an up-and-coming player, but at 16, it's pretty handy to be inside the top 10 singles players in the country. Here's Oscar Guo on the far side of our picture at 19 years of age. Oscar was beaten in a thriller in the men's singles earlier tonight. How often does Oscar get involved in mixed?
In terms of national practice, not a lot. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. He's very powerful, especially through the midcourt as well from the back line, so he'd no doubt look to use that.
Well, he's up against a pretty handy opponent. Jasmine Ng for the HeyTour Hawks is a bit of a specialist, isn't she? Third ranked in mixed doubles. And of course, we've just seen Jasmine play alongside Erin Calder Hawkins in the women's doubles, so she'll be warmed up and ready to go. Okay. We're very close to the action, Ollie. You might have to whisper this. Which way do you see this one going? Are we going to see a golden game?
I think so, purely because we talked a lot about pairs that haven't played together before tonight, but Danny and Jasmine are one of those pairs that have for a couple of years. So I'll definitely have that on their side. Oscar, bet specialist, being mostly in singles. I think, on paper anyway, we're heading for golden game, but stranger things have happened.
Don't try and give yourself a safety net, just back yourself, back yourself. Okay, settle in. Again, this should be fascinating. You've got a single specialist out there in Oscar Guo, but he'll be an excitement
Huawei
machine,
Dragons,
and he'll get us
represented by
underway.
Oscar Guo, Ashley Tan. And on my left, HeyTour Hawks, represented by Daniel Jasmine Ng.
Start from Danny
Service
Ode.
over. 1 love.
And a pretty good response from the Dragons.
Service over. 1-0. Out. Service over. 2-1. Service over. 2-0. Service over. 3-2. Four, 2.
finding their range at the moment. So Oscar Guo and Ashley Tan. This is a handy start
5-2
for the Hawks. And fascinating that Mani Minota's just jumped out of his chair, because these players watching are going to have to start to warm up.
Yeah, been a frantic start. A little bit, I think, from both pairs here, but
7-2.
not a bad time for a coach's timeout if you're a Dragons supporter. Something needs to change to try and get into the rallies.
Service over. 3-8.
Danny Ode really dominating that rally.
Service over. 9-3.
Yeah, combined really well, didn't they? Both players on the Hawks side.
Game point already. And in double quick time, they take out the first game, 11-5. Now, I didn't have a watch on that, but I reckon that was all of 5 or 6 minutes, it seems. So we've highlighted the fact that if it does go to 3-all, there is a golden game to decide the tie. And it's best we consider that right now after that performance from Ode and Ing. And the way that they choose who will play in the golden game is fascinating. They bring the coaches out. They'll toss the coin. The loser of the coin toss shall choose one of the 5 matches to eliminate. So that means they can choose to eliminate men's singles, women's singles. They can choose what they eliminate. Then the other coach has a go. And they go turn and turn about until there's one match left. And that's the match that is played. So every player has to be ready.
Yeah, absolutely. There's every possibility that any combination can be on court. You've got an idea probably before you go in. The coach probably talked to your team which 2 matches they're likely to eliminate.
Fair enough, true,
from your own
yes.
point of view, but
Yep.
from the other 3, yeah, you're really not sure until they decide.
The risk there, of course, is that your coach might say, I'm going to eliminate you. But if the other coach chooses a surprise and eliminates their preference, then you might have to go back to someone. It's a great idea. And we might be headed there. We might not as well. Davis called it the experience of having played together, and Ode and Ing, they just look unbeatable at the moment.
Yeah, it's the first time in the entire match we've seen the power from Guo. It just goes to show how well that Ing and Ode have been playing.
I should stress also that golden game is 1 game to 11.
1-all.
Oh, he's angry, isn't he? Oscar Guo frustrated. fascinating, the psyche of a singles player in a mixed match. Oscar just wants to be playing every shuttle. He wants to be playing every shot. It goes long. With each point won by the Hawks combination, the warm-ups in the background get all the more vigorous as we have a timeout called.
Yeah, again, a timely moment, I think, from Coach Ricky from the Dragons. But yeah, they just need to find a way to get the offense. It's quite simple, I think. They've just been playing a lot upwards, especially towards Danny Ode's racket, and he's got too much power to really, for that to be an effective tactic. So look for them to maybe start playing the net a little bit more, especially young Ashley Tan, to try and at least get the offense or get the lift so Oscar can use his power to apply some pressure.
Teammates supporting, of course, LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. For now, anyway, not open to the public. So the players
5-6
very much make up the energy from courtside. Hanging in there.
6-all.
More than hanging in.
7-6.
This is superb, and it's on the back of the timeout.
8-6.
They've definitely found another level.
Service over. 7-8.
Sense that Oscar Grove just struggles to find the rhythm. It's relatively unfamiliar territory. Let's push wide. That was an opportunity for Jasmine Ng. That was an open court.
Service over. 9-all.
Game point to push it to a deciding third game.
9.
Oh. 10-all.
Service over. 10-all.
Yeah, great court coverage from firstly Danny Wu, but also Jasmine Ng on the last shot. Shows the benefits of
Oh,
having played together before.
Oscar's receiving.
Must win by 2.
Oh, yeah. Correct.
And now the winning of this game is on the racket of Oscar Guo.
11-10.
And they have levelled it up. Well, that is a remarkable turnaround.
Second game
Superb
won by
from
Huawei
the
Dragons.
unheralded
12,
combination of Guo
10.
and Tan, and we're going to a third game.
Yeah, impressive, I think, especially from young Ashley Tan towards the back end of that second game after the timeout. Just was a little more aggressive on the net, especially in the first 3, the serve return. Be able to step up, take things a little bit earlier, and just get the shuttle slightly down on the opponent's side of the net. Impressive fight back too. Clearly they were a little bit uncomfortable in the first game, and something that's obviously unnatural to them, having not played much before, and especially with Guo on the mixed doubles court too. They've really done well to turn that around.
And right in the match now. And we've been making predictions about a golden game. Of course, if the Dragons were to win, if Guo and Tan were to win, well, that would cap a remarkable turnaround from 2-love down in the tie. They've won the most recent 3 matches to lead 3-2.
Thank you, Justin.
And in the context of the overall points table in the LearnCoach New Zealand League, if you win the tie outright, it's 3 points. If you win the tie but are forced to a golden game, it's 2 points. And the losing team would pick up 1 point. So
Final game.
it does have an impact on the overall
Love all.
table.
Play.
What's the readjustment for Ng and O?
Service over.
I think we saw aspects
1
of it in the
love.
back end of that second game, but shots like that, even though that one didn't quite go over, but when they come into the power flat game,
Service over.
it's about a 50-50 contest. But
Oh.
yeah, but when Ng and Odo are able to play it soft,
Service over.
like they did in that early on in that
2,
rally and get the lift,
1.
then they look much more dangerous and much more in control. So look for a lot of that. A very loose serve that was capitalized on from
Service
Guo.
over. 2-0.
Perhaps a few
Service
nerves
over.
from both sides.
3-2. Two.
Oh, lovely touch.
Service over. 3-4.
Oh, probably didn't need to play it quite as forcefully.
Oh.
Had the winning of the point.
Service over. 5-4.
Every player was totally engaged in this match. And I'm referencing those that are courtside watching as well as those that are playing.
Service over. 6-5.
The tension, you just feel the tension ratcheting up.
You can't help but feel it's going to be won by that who can just take a step back. Keep things calm, take a breath.
Service over. 7.
I think the support of their teammates is almost transferring. It's almost leading to tension.
8-6.
Remember, if the Dragons win, they win the tie.
8.
If the Hawks win, we go to a golden game.
I'd like to see Danny O just play a couple of softer shots. He played one in the middle of that rally and got the lift, but there's a little bit of tension out there.
Service over. 9-8.
And that brings up 2 match points.
Match point.
And
8.
the very distinct possibility of a golden game. Oh, not just yet, says Ashley Tan.
Service over. 9-10.
We are headed to golden game for the first time in the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. Wow, what a battle. And they were favourites going into it, but boy, were they pushed to win it. But win it they did for the Hawks. With Danny Ode and Jasmine Ng, 11-9. What a thriller of mixed doubles.
Yeah, it was a great comeback and incredible fighting spirit
won
shown
by
by the
HeyTour
Dragons
Hawks.
pair of Grow and Tan.
11-5.
I'm particularly impressed with the way that Tan was
10-12,
able to step up.
11-9.
Perhaps a little bit nervy start for her in the first game, but boy, she was playing well by the end of the third there, and oh so close to actually taking the tie outright for the Dragons. But credit to Jasmine Ng and Danny Ode. They showed the class. They're an accomplished pair, have been playing together for a number of years, and I think just the benefit of that combination, having played together for so long, was what won it for them in the end. So they're with Andrew now for their comments.
Just saying to the guys, you've got to stay warm now because you might be back out here very soon. This is fascinating. Golden game for the first time. Let's talk about your match first of all, though. Superb first game, and then they came back at you in the second game. They fought really hard, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They definitely found the right game plan, and we kind of backed off there, but luckily we muscled it through right into the third set and got back into our game plan, and that took us with the win.
Were you feeling the tension as your teammates were cheering with every point? Were you guys feeling that?
Definitely. That's why we're yelling our hearts out as well, because it like releases some tension and gives us a little bit of motivation. Yeah.
It's been a fascinating tie, so you've got to go and wait now and see if you're drawn out to play in the golden game. Are you ready to go again if your names are called?
Oh, it's a team sport. You just got to get in there if you get called up.
Good stuff. Well done. Congratulations. A great win. And that brings us to golden game territory. So it is 3-3. Stay with us. We're going to find out who is playing in the golden game straight after the break. Well, welcome back. The match is tied at 3-3, so this is very exciting. For the first time in the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League, we are going to the Golden Game. So it was it's been a fascinating tie because we got out to 2 love for the Hawks, then the Dragons came back and the Hawks won the mixed doubles to take us to this point in the game. The coaches, Ricky and Tony, I don't know, they're looking very cagey at the moment, wondering how this is going to play out. Chin's going to talk us through it as well, the match referee, and we'll find out who is going to be playing in this golden match. So you guys get into it and I'll keep people updated as to what is happening here. So Chin is going to toss the coin. The loser will eliminate the first match. It's then a process of elimination from the coaches, and we are left with 1 match to play. So here we go. So Tony's taken women's singles off the board. So Ricky with the next choice. Mixed doubles. Mixed doubles has gone. So the players are looking on from a distance here, and some of them have gone, oh no, I'm not playing. What's next? Tony, who are we taking off? This is a real tactical game here. It's not so much about it is about who do you want to be left on the board. Tony has taken off women's doubles. So Ricky, this is going to decide what match we are left with. Is it going to be men's singles or men's doubles? Men's singles is gone. We are playing men's doubles. Thank you guys for going through that process for the very first time. We're looking at a golden game, and in a moment or two the players have to be ready. So in a moment or two it is the men's doubles. I'm going to throw to Ollie Layden-Davis for his thoughts on this as we now clear the court and get ready for this match. But exciting process, and now we have 1 game to 11 to decide this tie. Ollie.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. It's first time ever I think we've seen golden game in this LearnCoach Badminton League. So men's doubles it's going to be action-packed. We'll find out very shortly who the players are going to be that make up that match. But there we are. As the tie score says, 3-3 for the first time to 11 points. Golden game to decide this tie tonight.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the tension's going up as the temperature goes down. It's a fascinating process to go through. And what I was really interested in is that the coaches had to be thinking on their feet. It wasn't necessarily a lay-down misère as to which matches they were going to eliminate. So recapping, it was the Hawks winning the first 2 matches of the tie. Then the Dragons came back and won the next 3. The Hawks, though, with Ode and Ing, won the mixed doubles, and we are at 3-3. So men's doubles will now be the decider. It will be 1 game. Literally, it's a match, but it's 1 game to 11. Okay, we're going to wait and see who the players are that are going to step out on court, but just without knowing necessarily the combinations, who do you favour? Can we have a favourite at this stage, or is this really going to be a 50-50 prospect?
Yeah, I mean, 1 game to 11 points, anything really can happen, but it's important to keep in mind that it doesn't have to be the same players that played the men's doubles in the tie that can play the golden game now. It can be anybody. So interesting to see whether firstly those combinations stay the same. If they do, I think you have to lean towards the Dragons to be favourites again. But do the Hawks bring back in their evening superstar Minota, who hasn't lost all night? Do they sub him in? I've got a feeling they will, but we'll have to wait and see.
Okay, so would it be Danny Ode and Minota if they choose to go with the experience combination? You're looking over your shoulder to see if you can get a little heads up. Come on, be a genius. Be a genius here, Ollie.
I can cheat and say I'm pretty sure it is Minota and Danny O that are going to take the court for the Hawks.
Cool. And we've got confirmation also that it is going to be the regular combination, if you like, of Dylan Sojasa and Adam Jeffrey. So confirmation as we are ready to bring the players out on court for the golden game for the first time here in the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. So let's hope they're warmed up. Oh, Manny's ready, hey? He's ready to go. They do call him the smiling assassin. He's loving this. I think all the players are. I mean, even watching from courtside here, I sense you're excited about this. It'll be a great game to be a part of, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there's just a next level of energy that comes in a golden game scenario, and especially when it's just 1 to 11 points. You know, not that all the focus hasn't been on one court tonight, but it's short and sharp. Good start is everything, and we'll be looking for a lot of energy from both players to from both pairs to really kick things off.
I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be having to pick the Crystal Ashley MVP, Oliver Layden-Davis. I wouldn't want to be, but you are. So
red color or green color?
I
Red
guess
again, green, sure.
I guess this match might help dictate who that goes to. I'm not trying to suggest how to do your job, but you would think it's going to be someone that's contributed most to the winning team. So this may hold the fate of that particular award as well in its hands. So they will have a final hit up here. And they'll be a little more aggressive than otherwise they might have been. So Danny Ode at 29 years of age has already played tonight, was beaten in the men's doubles and was just, of course, victorious in the mixed. So he's feeling good. He's helped his team get into this golden game situation. Dylan Sajasa has experienced a loss in the mixed and a win in the doubles. So he's had a taste of both emotions tonight. Adam Jeffrey at 19 years of age. He won that earlier men's doubles match alongside Dylan. So he'll be feeling confident. And 19-year-olds don't have nerves. They are fearless. And Mani Minota, well, I don't know if we caught it on camera. I think we did, but the grin said it all. He just loves to play and loves to be in this sort of an opportunity. And as you mentioned, he started the tie in superb fashion with wins in the mixed and in the singles.
Ready to play.
Remember, it is 1 game to 11. So what's the key here? Eliminate unforced errors and play to your strengths.
Yeah, absolutely. And just keep everything as positive as you can. There's going to be some ugly rallies probably in there as well, but if you can accept those and look to win pretty much in any way you possibly can, to try and get as many shuttles back, just keep things coming over. Don't take not too many risks, but you look to where your strengths are and see if you can gear all your play and strategy to those.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, HeyTour Hawks, represented by Abhinav Manata, Danny Ott. And on my left, Huawei Dragons, represented by Dylan Sojata, Aiden Jeffrey. Huawei Dragons to serve, Dylan Sojata to Danny Ott. Level, play.
Oh, what a start. What a start. It's arguably the rally of the match. Brilliant stuff. Rally of the tie.
Service over. 1 love.
Comes off the frame. Any sort of a lead is one to treasure when you're racing to 11 to win the tie for your team. I think the fascinating part of this is I think both coaches were happy that they've got men's doubles out on the court.
Yeah, again, I think on paper it's a really even 50-50 contest between both these pairs.
Oh, he counts. Couldn't quite get enough of the shuttle.
Service over. 2-all.
Yeah, definitely the right idea in taking the chance. You can't just sit back and wait in a golden game scenario. Good steep attack from Minota. Definitely one of the strengths of his from the back of the court is the angles that he's able to generate.
2.
Really uses his height well.
It is the Hawks that have just had their noses in front. And now, for the first time, they go 2 points clear.
4-2.
Nabanat Minota has already 2 wins under his belt tonight. Well, a little fortune, but you don't begrudge them of it, do you?
Something's over.
Player hits the deck, so they'll just have to tidy up that court surface. Next week, Tuesday and Wednesday nights, of course, again, we're back at it. The One Pure Wolves with Oliver Leighton-Davis. Will be back out on court up against the Huawei Dragons, followed by on the Wednesday night, the Hawks
4
against the Tiger Brokers Tigers. Jeffrey, I think it was, that was just willing that one out and telling Dylan, it's gone, it's gone.
4-4.
Some confusion. Out the call is. It's called
So
out.
it's over.
Certainly that was the impression from
5-4.
Oh, and it's gifted straight back. So back to back.
5-4.
4 serves by both pairings. Garza and Jeffrey.
5.
They now edge in front for the Dragons. This is tension. That's all it is, isn't it?
It's over.
It really is, especially in the men's doubles with the first 4 shots in the rally. The serve return situation is so important.
Return of serve from Sajasa set it up.
Yeah, it did.
7-6.
Forced a very short lift from Danny Ode.
Yeah, well played. Very quick to pounce was Mani.
So it's over. 7-all.
And again, that's just tension, so tight. That serve just sat up waiting to be hit.
And he struggled a little bit with the serve towards the end of the mix as well, Danny Ode.
8-7.
Oh, brilliant.
Great reaction from Adam Jeffrey. Just found a way to play the shuttle back over the net.
7.
He even caught Mani by surprise.
Sub is over. 8-9.
Tension very much in the shoulders of Mani Minota. And I do wonder if that's the best tactic in moments like this, serve long.
I think especially against the Dragons players as well. It's guys like Adam and Dylan who don't.
Oh.
Again, the power from the back line is not their best strength, and they're also very good off the short serve. That's where they are good in the front court and the mid court to follow up. So clever play from Minota. We might see it again.
Oh, confusion at just the wrong moment, and it brings up tie points.
10, match point 9.
Minota got them underway. The Hawks with 2 wins in the mixed and the singles. Can he wrap it up now? The winning of the tie is potentially on his racket. And he does win it. Money Minota and Danny Ode win the golden game in an absolute thriller, 11-9. Wonderful spirit between the two teams. But what a tie it has been in the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League. It went the distance, and boy, was it a thriller minute the whole way through.
Thank you.
It's Harbanab Minota.
Match won by HeyTour.
Danny Ode win it in the end, 11-9 in the golden game. Well, the entire tie has been superb, the entire approach from both teams, but let's just focus on that golden game. That was a case of try and cut out those unforced errors. We saw the tension come in though, didn't we?
Yeah, there's certainly a real desire to win from both sides, and a thrilling start to the golden game and neck all the way through. I think terrific performance from the Hawks to just get it home at the end, but man, what a fight it's been all night.
So I'll get you, Ollie, to just quietly let me know, because we'll have the presentation in a moment or two, not only for the players, but to get your final thoughts on a thrilling tie tonight, and ahead of you getting back on court next week. It's this is the first week wrapping up of the league.
Yeah, it's been again a phenomenal quality of badminton all night. I think it's been intense. It's been thrilling. It's been evenly balanced the entire way through. And I think from both pairs and both teams that we've seen a lot of fight, a lot of great matches tonight, and full credit to the Hawks the way they've played, especially to Danny and Mani for the way that they've closed out that golden game there. Really cool, calm under pressure, especially in the last 3 points. And they're with Andrew now for their thoughts on the match and the overall tie.
Well, I've got the winners, not just of that match, but of the tie. How cool is that? You couldn't take the grin off your face when you were called up to go and play. It's what you play for, though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I was quite nervous at the same time, so, you know, you got to put a happy face out there so that people can't judge, you know.
There was a bit of tension, and I think we saw that in a few serves from both teams. Were you feeling it a little bit, knowing that the whole tie was on the line?
Yeah, I've just got to face the backlash from Ricky tomorrow at training, so... Yeah, definitely a bit of tension, especially in the golden set, and it showed, but we muscled through and got past it, and yeah, very thankful.
Yeah, and it just highlights how cool this format is for the team. Everyone was engaged. It's good fun, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. It was, well, it's quite quick, so I think everyone's just like staying on their feet, so which is good. Like everyone's just even if they're watching, I'm pretty sure they're probably like excited to like who's going to win and what's going to happen next. So yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Fantastic. Well done, guys. Congratulations on winning the match and winning the tie for your team. Superb stuff. Danny, I'm going to let you go because there's a presentation coming up, and I guess that gives away who's going to be named. Thanks, Danny. Our Crystal Ashley MVP, Joe Hitchcock, CEO of Badminton New Zealand. Jump across in front of me here, Joe, and do the honours with this beautiful trophy from Crystal Ashley. Presented to Mani Minota, winning all 3 of his matches tonight. Congratulations, Mani. Well done on that. And Joe, I'll just sneak in and get a word with you now. First week, done and dusted. That's a pretty cool way to end it, isn't it, with the Golden Game? It's been a great format already.
Yeah, look, it's been a fantastic start. We couldn't have asked for more exciting badminton to show our fans, and it's fantastic that our players are back on court with this new format. It's innovative, it's fresh, it's new.
And great support from the sponsors as well. LearnCoach, of course, the naming rights partner, but your 4 team sponsors, you couldn't have done it without them. $15,000 prize money. It's been such a great job by you and the team to get this up and running in a short space of time.
Yeah, and it has been an absolute team effort. There's an amazing amount of work that goes on behind the scenes. We're incredibly lucky to have such amazing staff, but it goes much further than that to our partners, Sky Sport, New Zealand Sport Collective, and the partners and sponsors that come together to make it a reality. We're really fortunate that it's come together so well, so quickly.
Good stuff. Well done, Joe. Congratulations on a great format and a great night of badminton tonight. It really has been stunning. I hope you've enjoyed it at home. And the great news is we get to do it all again next week. On behalf of Oliver Layden-Davis, who's been superb alongside in commentary tonight, and I know wants to be superb next week when he's back on the court for the One Pure Wolves. Thank you, Ollie, for your help tonight in commentary, and we look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday night when we do it all again here at the Waitakere Badminton Centre for the next round of the LearnCoach New Zealand Badminton League.